It is that time of year again. It is time for the Valentine's Day video. And oh boy, is it gonna be different this year. I am fundamentally just an entirely different person than I have been in the previous years. I look different. Everything is different this year. I got LASIK, I moved to Texas, I got a penis. Like, everything is different. I'm also not drinking, which is a fundamental, like, staple of the Valentine's Day video. I drink and I bake and I answer questions. These are the things that I do. Everyone comes to these videos expecting a thing. Would you stop moving? I'm not drinking this year because I am recovering from phalloplasty surgery, where I got a penne, and you just want the best conditions for yourself to heal. So I'm taking vitamins, working on my body, everything's great. Dingus is doing wonderful, but I'm not gonna be drinking this year, just to, it's good for putting poison in your body, it's not great in general. So maybe I shouldn't put poison in my body at a fundamental time where my body needs the least amount of poison. And I am currently on day 5 or 6 of meds getting rid of an allergic reaction that I had from doing a scar treatment on my arm. I have a skin graft through here, and it was looking great and doing wonderfully, and it had healed enough that we were like, cool, now we can try this thing. And I put Care sheets on it and I slept in it overnight. And if you watch Pink Blue, actually this video is gonna come out before the time logs that Pink Blue is. Long story short, YouTube hasn't heard about this yet. I've tweeted about it. I think I've talked about it on Instagram. You as YouTube, if you don't follow me on any social media, this is news to you. I got an allergic reaction, and so I'm covered in hives. And I figured, to not distract from the video, I'm just gonna wear a sleeve. So absolutely everything is different. We're actually filming a thing and we're set to shoot something starting in the next couple weeks. So the next couple months of my life, I've had to grow out my hair, and my beard is the longest it's ever been. So just everything is different. And you know what? Since everything is so different, I figured that the recipe that we make let's just make everything different. Let's flip everything on its fucking head. This year we're gonna make one of my favorite stupid easy recipes. You're just going to need a box of cake mix and a can of puree pumpkin. Because every year for Valentine's Day we make a brownie or make something red or pink. And you know what? Why not? Let's just do a chocolate pumpkin thing just for fucks and giggles. But we will have icing, and we will just make it like pink or red. You know what? You can't predict everything that life is gonna throw at you, and I am very itchy right now and scraggly, and god damn it, we're gonna do the Valentine's Day video because it is a tradition. Every year we do the Valentine's Day video, even though I am itchy and covered in hives. Let's fucking go for it. Thank you to everyone on Twitter and Instagram for giving me your questions for this year. I've got them written down, and let's get to it. And you know what? Usually we run out of camera battery because I spend so long recording this thing that, the camera gets too hot and I'm not able to keep putting fresh batteries in it because it just overheats, and I can't shoot any more footage because I'm drunk and I go rambling on things. So maybe, just maybe, sober Jesse will be able to keep a concise focus and answer questions and not go over any of the time. It's so hot in my kitchen. Did I mention we're in Texas? We're gonna heat up that bad boy oven up to 350 degrees. But maybe you're a good boy. I don't know. We haven't discussed that. I don't know what words of affirmation it enjoys. Am I getting horny? We've just started the video. You're gonna take your tin and you're gonna fucking grease it. I did a practice run making some brownies the other day because I haven't really baked anything in this kitchen yet. And I put too much spray, I think. I also just suck at baking, you know this. So they turned out bad. So don't be like me. Make sure you're only putting a good amount of grease in your tinny tin tin. But also, I'm not your dad. Do whatever you want. It's Valentine's Day and it's like 80 degrees and I'm fucking making a pumpkin chocolate thing. You know what? Fuck it. I'm so itchy and I can't itch my arm. We're gonna open up this box of shit and we're gonna put it in a bowl. And then you're also gonna add this. You're gonna put that in the bowl too, but not the whole can. We're gonna open the can, put the shit in there. And while we're doing that, let's answer some questions. How easily do you develop crushes? Has it changed as you transition? Yeah, back pre-transition, I developed crushes really easily because I was very insecure and I kind of just needed someone to love me because I didn't love myself. So a multitude of factors have changed how I have developed crushes on people since transition. Since going on T, I have become pretty aromantic, and that's been wonderful for me, because I needed to fucking relax. Yeah, I just really needed someone to love me. I needed outside validation from people. But then your hormones stabilize, and you're like, oh, am I cool? Am I awesome and a good person, and I don't need someone else to tell me that? But it is still testosterone, so then you just get very horny. So I do need people for that. But besides sex things, I don't need anyone else. But also another factor is trauma. It's not all good stuff. It's also just that, like, you know, you go through transitioning and a lot of your friends turn out to be monsters, and you develop this like, oh, I can't trust anyone or anything, which is why I went through my whole character development thing of moving away, moving from Brooklyn to Philly. I broke up with my partner. If you've seen last year's video, I'm just rehashing shit. But to answer your question, yes, I'm in a much healthier place now, and if anything, I'm working on being able to accept outside help and accept hanging out with people. Part of growing up and gaining experience in relationships is being able to tell the difference between being in love with someone and being in love with the idea of someone. And I think that is one of the biggest things as humans that we struggle with. But the secret I figured out is, if I want to know if I'm actually having feelings for someone, I just spend more time with them. Because 9 out of 10 times, I'm like, oh man, I'm really attracted to this person. We should, like, I want to hear all of their thoughts. I want to see how they treat me in these situations and blah, blah, blah. 9 times out of 10, I'm like, nope, not attracted to them. I liked who I thought they were. And that might not work for everyone, but it works for me. Woo. You know, I've never made this with a chocolate cake mix before. It's usually a spice cake mix that you do it with. It was just kind of a spur of the moment, like, fuck it, everything's different. Let's do absolutely every part of this difference. But it smells good and it's looking good. But yeah, getting to know them and see if you're actually attracted to them. It has only not worked on 2 people. There were 2 people where I was like, oh no, I think I actually have feelings for them and I can't stop this train. And they are my current partners, so. My beard has never been this long. Your thoughts on the whole, can you wait a year or 2? Maybe we can try the relationship then. Yes, absolutely. Oh my god, I've ruined my chances with so many like cool, awesome people just because I was a stupid piece of shit when we wanted to like date or hook up. You can't control when you meet people. And like, sometimes the timing is just not right. Timelines are real, but me and my boyfriend had a conversation about this last month. Because we were just texting on our anniversary. And both of us met at just the perfect time for each other. We were both such different people years ago that if we had met like a difference of a year or 2, we would not have worked out. Both of us had a lot of maturing to do in different aspects, and like I'm so thankful that I met him at a time where I wasn't a fuckboy piece of shit. I don't know if I should be filling this tin. I've never made it. Oh boy. Yeah, you know what? No, this is enough. I'm gonna fill this whole bread loaf tin. I'm gonna fill this whole loaf tin. Hey, we're doing it. Wow, I'm not drunk while I'm baking, so I'm not like doing a million things wrong. Oh, and then we're gonna put that in there for 55 minutes, I think. This is legitimately taking such little amount of time compared to usual that like, I don't even know what to do with myself. Yeah, I guess we'll just answer questions. That's what we're supposed to do. That was so fast. And there's only 2 ingredients, so I guess it's gonna, wow. Sober Jesse gets shit done. How do I get a girlfriend without socializing? Talking to new people just sends me to a panic. I feel that. People make me anxious. People are anxiety-inducing. Unfortunately, there is a level of socialization you have to do to get a significant other. It sucks. I'm lazy sometimes, and sometimes I'm just sitting in my house being like, I wish I had a girlfriend like that lived near me. I have a girlfriend and a boyfriend, but my partners and I are pretty casual. We don't talk all the time. They have wives, they're off living their life, and I'm here doing this. But sometimes I sit in my house and I'm like, it would be nice to have a girlfriend to like come over to my house and we could like talk, and I don't want to do any work. What if they just liked me and then that was it? They should just know that I'm a good person, right? They should just know my personality. But unfortunately it does not work that way. But you want someone to be attracted to you. You want someone to like you, so you have to show them who you are. And unfortunately that means talking to people. terrible, and dating is exhausting. I've been on Tinder the last couple days, and it's fucking exhausting. Texting women, I'm in a pretty, like, queer-friendly, like, liberal area of Texas, and the women on Tinder here are like the worst women I've ever experienced. They are legit terrible people. Like, I haven't found barely any women that I'm attracted to. Literally, I swiped through 3, like, just today. They were like, why do you have a mask on in one of your pictures? Like, the pandemic's over. I'm like, bitch, I don't want to die!
I love Jesus Christ and coming on the American flag, and I'm...
You know what? I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna swipe left. God bless you. Go make peace with that. I cannot be attracted to you. I am sorry. You make my penis scared. I just got it. We're trying to establish a bond. And with the guys that I meet on Tinder, it's just exhausting giving the same introduction every single time. Like, oh, how long have you been in Texas? Oh, I just moved here last year. What do you like? What are you into anime? Oh, I'm not really into anime. I'm like, and you have to just, I'm having the same conversations over and over, and it's exhausting. Because the end result is usually that we just stop talking, and then I've done all that for nothing. Some people just cannot hold their end of a conversation, especially through text. It is very difficult to meet people through text and actually understand their personality and get a gauge on if we click or not. And it's why I mainly just fuck nowadays. It's why it's just simpler to just have sex. And I wish you luck, but the answer to your question is, unfortunately, there is a bit of socializing you need to do. And it sucks, and I don't have the answer to it. I wish we could just, like, have brain chips or some shit, and we just, like, I never had a Tamagotchi when I was a kid, but it seems like that would work, right? Where we each have our little personality chips, and we just push them together, and in 5 seconds it can say whether we're compatible or not. There we go. Once we just inject our brains into the metaverse, everything will be fine. I'm asexual, but bi-romantic, and I'm scared that I'll never be able to make it work with anyone. I understand the anxiety. We live in a very sex-focused culture. Like, our media, our parents, everyone is telling us, like, everything is very sex-focused. But not everyone has a sex drive, and not everyone, like, you know. There are other people like you out there. Literally millions of people out there, and I know it seems not that way. But if y'all were to put your little Tamagotchis together, and it would be, you'd see that you're compatible with, like, more people than you think. Because sometimes they don't know that they're compatible with you. Sometimes people don't know that asexuality is even a thing, and they never thought about it before. Some people discover they're asexual in, like, their 30s or 40s. And everything is a spectrum, you know? Like, asexual is a spectrum. Some people are asexual and they experience a sex drive during certain things or not, or some people just don't have a sex drive. Everything is, like, spectrum, right? And I'm on the aromantic spectrum, and I have a partner, a casual partner who is asexual, and I'm aromantic. So we kind of just vibe. We kind of just, like, hang out and enjoy each other's company. And that's cool, and that's fine, and we work, and we're friends. Right now, I would suggest just focusing on you, you know? Like, just becoming the best version of yourself. We were talking about timelines earlier. Just focus on becoming the best version of you so that you're ready when you meet someone that you're compatible with. Not if, when. Because I have faith. I have faith in you. I think we are all going to meet someone that we are compatible with one day, and it really just depends on if the stars are aligned in a certain way, and we are the people that we need to be at that moment in time, and they are also the people that they need to be at that moment in time. And if they cross over, then that's good. Wow, I'm actually, like, getting through advice pretty quickly and remembering what I'm doing. I'm not drinking and baking. I haven't done this in a while. When is the right time to ask out someone you're interested in if you're still getting to know them? This one is tricky. No matter what I tell you, every situation is different. So, like, I can only give you my best guess, and it might not be right. I'm gonna have a chocolate while we answer this one. No. I literally lose the ability to have feelings for someone once I know that they're not attractive to me. And it's a really helpful skill that I didn't try to do, it just happens. I'm just not attracted to someone that I know isn't attracted to me. And it's been so much so of a problem because I'm very open and honest with people, and if I want to pursue someone and I want to say, hey, I'm attracted to you and I wanted to let you know and I thought we could have a conversation about it. Sometimes if they're like, oh, that's great, I'm not attracted to you in that way, but I would love to keep being friends, I'd be like, yeah, that's great. And then a year later or so, they'd be like, hey, I actually have feelings for you, or like, hey, I would like to have sex with you. And I've just been shut down. Like, it's really hard for me to get those feelings back, whether they're sexual or romantic or whatever for them, because I shut them down because I was like, oh, this person isn't attracted to me, so I just need to stop feeling that way. Boom. Very easy to click off, not as easy to click back on. So that's a funny thing about me. But I'm very fortunate and I'm very grateful to have that skill, because apparently that's not a thing a lot of people can do. Sometimes if you have feelings for someone and they don't have feelings for you, you're not able to shut it down. I didn't know that other people don't have that ability until I like talked with some people about it. So I'm grateful for it. I'm not trying to complain, because it's lovely, because they don't think that I'm like harboring feelings for them or anything like that. Or they might, if they don't know me well enough. The sleeve is so hot and I want to itch. Don't itch the arm. Don't itch the arm. It's like one of those cones for a dog. Anyway, I guess I only have one piece of advice, and it's that you just don't seem desperate. Whenever you have a conversation with them about it, and it should be a conversation. I think if you go to them and you're just like, I have feelings for you, what are we gonna do about it? You know, I think that's where love in our culture gets a little selfish. Because if you really care about someone, you would want to continue being their friend, right? Even if this person doesn't reciprocate your feelings, you still want them in your life and you still want to like hang out with them and stuff. And I am projecting on you, so that might not be the case, but I'm assuming that that's what you would want. It's not like an all or nothing thing where it's like, I want you romantically or I don't want you at all, because that doesn't seem healthy or good. The basis of a romantic relationship should be friendship first. But yeah, just go to them, say, hey, I'd like to have a conversation about something, and just keep it real chill, because if it seems desperate, it's not attractive. And if you seem like you're putting a reliance on like a time sensitiveness or like an ultimatum, then you might be cutting off any kind of chance that even if they did have romantic feelings for you, they might be like, oh, maybe I don't, because this feels weird and bad. So just have a conversation with them. Let them know, hey, I'm your friend first and foremost, and I want to let you know that, so that you know, like, whatever happens, whatever way this conversation goes, I still enjoy being your friend and I want you in my life. Then I think you'll be good. And don't keep this in the back of your head like maybe one day it'll change. But it does sometimes change with timelines and all that shit. I've had quite a few situations where someone didn't have feelings for me, and then years went by and then that changed in the future. But don't just rely on that. Don't keep being their friend just because you think you could have something more with them one day. You should just accept what the situation is and just think that that's what it's gonna be forever. It's so hot. It's so hot in here. Am I gonna last the whole video without taking my shirt off? What do you do when you just don't find people interesting anymore? When you crave intimacy but don't feel like dealing with people? Oh, I feel this. I am in that stage of my life right now where I'm like, people suck. Like, they're selfish or they're cowards. Why do I want to deal with people? Craving intimacy and not wanting to deal with people is a very real struggle. Like I talked about, I've just been kind of hooking up with people lately, and I haven't had sex since surgery because I'm still figuring out what my junk wants. But I've been kind of on the whole like independence, self-isolation kick where I'm like, yeah, I don't need anyone. I just need myself, and I'm just gonna isolate myself, and I am independent. All I need is me. And then usually I'll have sex with someone and I will kind of want them to leave afterwards. But shortly before surgery, I had sex with someone who was very charming. Like, he was very complimentary of me and like would not stop calling me handsome. He was so sweet and very cute. And after sex, he was kind of just looking at me. It was just like very intimately being like, you're a handsome, wonderful individual, and I'm really glad I met you. And I was just like, don't charm me? Leave my house. Why? I'm having feelings. I had forgotten what this warm sensation inside is. I don't like it. It's trouble. I have a friend that like, we're not dating. We're just kind of like, we make out sometimes, and like, he held me the other day and I was just like, you know, like that feeling where you're on someone's chest and you're like, oh fuck. Oh, I haven't been held in so long, huh? And you don't realize how touch-starved you are, and you're like, ah, fuck. hope this doesn't awaken anything in me, but it will. Because you want to know the trick of it? People need people, and it fucking sucks. I don't like it. I don't like the people need people. I wish I could just exist in my house and eat soup for every meal of the day and not have to worry about interacting with people, but humans were not meant to be alone, and I know this because I'm lonely. It sucks. I don't want to be lonely, and what's fucking stupid is that I'm lonely right now, and I could go hang out with a person, but that would make me uncomfortable. So what do you want, brain? You want to be with people and not be around people at the same time? Are we just gonna be miserable? There's no making you happy. What do you want? Brain, I'm trying to make you happy. Just tell me what you want and I'll do it. Do you want me to see the people? No, that's exhausting. You want me to be alone? That's exhausting too? Fuck. So what is the solution? I don't know. I think your brain is just gonna be unhappy no matter what you do. And that's the trick of it, I guess, is to just make our brain the least amount of sad. Hey, good news. It's not garbage. We did not cook a hard hockey puck. I am not competent in the kitchen, but I managed to not fuck up massively, so win! And while that cools, we are going to take just some buttercream frosting, you know. Usually with the spice cake, I would put some icing on it once it's cooled. And it is Valentine's Day, so let's make it pink? Red? Which one? Red, I think, will give it more of a Halloween-y feel, which would be funny and weird. Pink cake is good too, though. Let's make it red. Let's just make it red. Man to man, right here, right now. How much are you looking forward to your first stroke? Good stroke, not bad stroke, lol. So funny story, I've been cleared to jerk off. Like, it's been a while. I have been able to be jerking my new penis. And the thing to keep in mind is that it is still healing. But, okay, long story short, I jerked off too hard and injured my penis for a little bit there. And everyone that I've told this to has been like, yeah, that's a Jesse injury. If you could guess any injury that Jesse would have throughout his entire life, yes, jerking off too hard and hurting his penis. It's gonna be up there. It's gonna be up there. It was bound to happen. You cannot give me a new toy that I have been denied my entire life and be like, be safe with it. Like, nah, I'm fucking cranking that shit. But you shouldn't crank that shit. The email that I had to have an exchange with my nurse was very funny. And it wasn't that bad, but it was enough that I was like, I don't know, maybe I should talk to someone about this. And she was like, don't worry, you didn't damage anything. You just need to, like, just give it a couple weeks to, you know, the way she put it is, she said, hold off on activities for a few weeks and allow it to heal back up. And I think we both knew how silly the situation was because she put, be more gentle with your penis, and then a little tongue out emoji in the email. So I let it heal up for a few weeks, and now I'm back at it. I just jerked off before I recorded this video. Don't know why I said that. You know what? It's fine. Keep it in there, Jesse. Don't be a coward. Nice pink frosting. It looks great. But to answer your question, yeah, the first time was real good. Will we be updated on your first helicopter? It won't be. I don't know if I ever will. I think once I love my boy, I want to keep it safe. I know it's a rite of passage that I should be excited to write my name in the snow for the first time with my piss. I should be like, everyone's been like, you helicopter that shit? I think I'm gonna hold off for a bit. Maybe I will alert the internet. Because a lot of you have been very curious. A lot of people have asked me, have I helicoptered yet? Have I written my name in the snow? I'm gonna let myself gain the feeling back in everything. My dick and balls deserve to just chill out for a bit before I start doing jackass stunts. I just touched the pan with my bare hands. I am still a himbo. Getting a penis did make me stupider. What can I do when I'm too ugly to be dateable? Really though, looking forward to this. I love these vids every year. Listen, don't be down on yourself. But I do get it. I'm not gonna be one of those like toxic positivity fuckers that comes on here and is like, all you have to do is just believe in yourself. I'm not gonna feed you some bullshit. Don't be down on yourself. But also, I understand, like, I was fucking ugly as shit for years and years. I was not popular in high school. I didn't shower. I grew out my hair because I hated myself and I was just not a happy human being. People asked me out on a dare I get it. It sucks when people are just like, just put yourself out there. Like, all you have to do is like, no. Like, sometimes it sucks. Sometimes you are not what society thinks is a quote-unquote attractive, physically human being. And I'm gonna tell you a secret. As you get older, the right people, no one fucking cares. Me personally, the only thing I give a shit about is the personality of the person. I could give less of a shit what they look like physically. I don't even really notice it a lot of the time. And that's the secret. Ugly people, we're fucking gold later in life. Cause you know what I did in high school? I got funny. Trauma and not having friends gives you a good personality. It does one of two things. It either makes you bitter and lonely and you just like hate the world and you don't develop a good personality, you become an incel. I don't know what's gonna happen over in that corner, but we're in the success corner. We're in the get a funny personality because of trauma corner. We make people laugh. You know what's sexy? Making people laugh. As I got older, I was still ugly, but people didn't notice that I was ugly because of my personality. And I have cheated the system because I was ugly and sad for years and years, and I got the good personality in high school, and I got older and I got into a career being funny, and I got a charming personality, and then I went on T and got handsome. So realistically, I should be a piece of shit. And I know I dodged a bullet. If I came out of the womb looking this handsome, I would be such a piece of shit. I would have knocked up at least 2 girls by now. I wouldn't give a shit about anyone. I would not be a good human being. So I'm very fortunate that I started out on hard mode. Start out in the wrong body, learn to love yourself, and then, like, you know, the scene at the end of the Beauty and the Beast where the Beast is like, oh, I guess I'm not a piece of shit. Let's make me good again, face-wise. That's what we've done. And it is cheating, but I do not take advantage of it for even one goddamn day, let me tell you. There are 2 types of people who come out of high school when they were just, like, ugly and tortured or whatever. There are 2 routes that your fate and your brain can take. One way you could go is that you hurt so bad that you want everyone else to hurt the way that you hurt, and so you just cause as much pain and misery to other people as possible. Or the other route is that you know how bad it is and you don't want anyone else to hurt like you hurt. So you spread goodness and make people laugh, and you try to make the world a better place as a result. So just like I was telling the previous question asker, just work on yourself. That's all I give a shit about. If you can make me laugh, or you're charming, or you're just a genuine good soul, that's sexy. That's what's hot to me. And the people who are just focused on physical appearance, they're not gonna be worth your time anyway. Because I have taken the second route, but with a twist. I have grown up to be handsome and smart so I can fuck all my high school bullies. Yeah, you tortured me for years, but we just matched up on Tinder in Connecticut, didn't we? Didn't we, fucker? Take my cock. I'm gonna go to the next question. You shoved me in a locker, I'm gonna shove my dick in your mouth. I'm curious about how you experienced your attraction when you began T, if you're okay to talk about that. Or maybe just how your internal thought process changed, if at all. I'm about to go on estro at the end of the month and I'm beyond excited. Hell yeah. So I could not orgasm before I grew my T-dick, which is it's a common thing. Another common thing with trans people is that their sexuality changes once they have physically or mentally transitioned. So that also happened with me, which makes sense because how do you know who you're attracted to if you don't even know who you are? If you're not comfortable in your body, how do you know what you want or like? Okay, it's a new day, because you know what happened? The camera overheated, and like it always does in these fucking things, and I was sober, so I took the time to be like, you know what? Let's just relax, let's call it a day, and I will enjoy a tasty snack once we give the camera time to cool down. Why not sit down, take my time with the questions, and I don't have to wear pants, because I was wearing black and red underwear, and was like, you know what? You're not gonna see it anyway. Jesse, do some editing or some shit. No, don't do that, then it looks like we're naked. Hello, kitty. Just gonna put a doll there. Khaleesi, you would not like this. In fact, you would die. Yeah, it's poison. Oh, you're so cute though. Khaleesi, how do you always manage to know when I'm recording the Valentine's Day video? What was I talking about? Oh yeah. So anyway, as I was saying, I then began my social transition. Well, that's good. What are we doing? I'm not gonna give you any. Khaleesi, do you wanna die? I cannot give you any of this. Oh, this is really good. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna focus on eating this for a second. Oh fuck. I made this perfect. What a lovely thing. Imagine that the best cooking we've done in the Valentine's Day special is when I'm not horribly drunk. Who would have fucking guessed? So I began my social transition, and I met someone who at the time identified as a cis man, and I developed feelings for this person and was like, oh shit, this has never happened before. I was getting sexual feelings too, and it was because it was the first inklings of, oh, someone would treat me correct in my correct body. So in my previous body, I had worn a strap and been inside girls. I didn't consider, oh, I could put my penis in other people. This seems good. And they actually discovered that they're non-binary while we were dating. So we both helped each other out. Then the physical transition took place and I started testosterone. And it is a stereotype that testosterone makes you more aggressive. And so when I learned that, I was like, oh cool. I just like took all the wheels off of like having any responsibility for my thoughts and actions. It was like, cool, it's a stereotype, so I don't have to worry about how I'm treating people. And it wasn't for months until being on T that I realized that I was being kind of an asshole. I was really not acting like myself. I was a jerk. I was just being like moody and horny. And later I stumbled onto the realization, oh, testosterone doesn't make you more aggressive, but you are still going through puberty. You're going through male puberty. So whatever a male going through puberty at age 14 or 15 is gonna look like, that's what you're experiencing. So I got acne, I got moodier, I was so horny, and I just really started acting out, you know? Like it was wild, and I do not like who I was at that time. So the first 6 months on T, I was a jerk and a horny little monster because sex stuff never felt good before. And now I'm like, mentally getting into my good body, physically getting into a good body, everything was coming together, but like it was so many hormones, and your body just needs time to stabilize and figure out what the healthy amount is and at the right time. I grew my T dick and I just wanted it sucked all the time. Like it was insane. Then at about 6 months on T, my cycles hadn't stopped. And they were, you know, supposed to. So my doctor was like, okay, so what we do for that is we put you on bi-weekly shots. So then I started getting twice the amount of testosterone that I needed and only getting shots once every 2 weeks. So I was getting jam-packed with testosterone once every 2 weeks. And when you're getting twice the amount of T that you need at a time, you know, acne became way worse. I got way hornier. I lost the ability to cry. Everything was just jam-packed into one ball, and I was the ball. I was the ball. Just a ball of hormones and sex. And I became aromantic at that time. And so for the first time in my life, I was thinking clearly because I didn't have the romance part of my brain telling me that I should stay in a relationship that I shouldn't be in. Because we shouldn't have been in that relationship. Both of us needed to mature in ways that we could not while together. And I was able to see that for the first time. So I was like, I need to leave. And then blah, 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 I go off to Philadelphia, that's the whole story. 1.5 years on T is when my cycles had stopped and I talked to my doctor and was like, can I go back on regular shots? Because my acne is out of control. And my horny was at max volume. Like, it was a lot. She was like, yeah, go ahead. So we put me back on once a week shots. And then slowly my hormones started to stabilize to a point where I am right now. I need to rearrange my penis. Okay, that's better. You have to learn how to sit all over again. So yeah, now I'm at a perfect sweet spot. I love the level of hormones that I'm at right now. It is the same amount of hormones as when I started, but now it's gone through an adventure. It's been doubled, it's been separated. Now we're perfect. My body has adjusted to everything and I'm so fucking happy. So my attraction to people has fluctuated and changed and been flipped on its head. Now I'm here at a good level of horny and a good level of aromantic and a good level of everything, and I am Jesse. Hi, I'm Envy, and I feel more gender incongruity than dysphoria now, but I still constantly consider top surgery, but I don't know how to feel about such a permanent change. I do have a binder, but I still feel at odds with my chest. How did you know you were ready for such a change? See, it's easier for me as a binary trans person because, you know, like I've always known I am a boy. But it can be more difficult for envies, you know, where being non-binary can look like anything. There was never a point in my life where I liked my chest. My extreme depression started once puberty started. And I have this memory of when I first grew like the buddings of a chest, and I remember being like, I hate this. This feels disgusting. And then the depression just got worse and worse the more my body changed into a female form. So the decision for me as a binary trans man, very easy. Non-binary, I understand why you're having some issues figuring out what you want. I've had conversations with non-binary friends of mine who have bigger chests, and you know, some of them might want to have kids one day and they might want to breastfeed, and then it becomes a difficult choice of like, oh, I might want to breastfeed one day. What if that happens? It is quite a permanent change, so I would take your time thinking about it. Maybe try out the binders for a bit, see if it's something that brings you, you know, a better feeling of congruity in your gender. That seems like it's the opposite word of incongruity. Yeah. I'm an English major. I'm an authority on it. I'm making it a word, even if it isn't. I don't know anything about your shape or size of the chest or anything that you're dealing with, but I do know that breast reduction is a thing. So you could talk to a surgeon or a doctor about that if that's the issue. If you want something there, but just the size is too much. And for people who are looking to breastfeed in the future, reduction, depending on how they do the surgery, you can still breastfeed afterwards. So that could be an option that some people could look into if that would sound good. Best piece of advice for recovering from top surgery? I have such a fear of surgical procedures, never had one, but tubes and wraps terrify me. Did you learn or discover any comfort hacks? Yeah, I had barely had experience with surgeries before top surgery. The only surgery that I had before that was having my tonsils and adenoids out as a kid. And funny enough, my mom told me this a year or two ago that one of the things they said is that it might make my voice deeper. When I was a kid, you know, like 7 years old, I already had a deep voice for a kid. And my mom's like, I'm glad we decided that for you. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Everything was just coming together. But at least for me, when your brain is connecting it to something that you want so badly, the fear receptors just turned off. Other surgeries I think I would have been really scared for, but because it was something I wanted so bad, my brain just stopped accepting fear from it. It was like, okay, we're going to do it. Like, and that's not something that I thought was going to happen, it just kind of naturally happened. I had a terrible fear of needles before I started T, and then for some reason, when it was time to do it, I was like, okay, let's do it. And I just did it, and there was zero fear. And now I just do my T-shot once a week, and I'm not scared of it at all, despite how scared I was of shots and stuff and getting blood drawn. So best case scenario, I hope that happens for you. But it is natural to feel scared. Surgery is a scary thing. And I like to keep it real with y'all, so I don't want to feed you some bullshit like everything will be like, you know. If I'm remembering how I felt in the moment, I'm gonna be honest with you. You're gonna be really, really nervous all the way up until surgery, and then it's gonna happen, and you're gonna be on drugs, and it's gonna be the best fucking day of your life. Like, this thing that you've been waiting for is going to happen, and you're gonna feel so fucking good in your body, so fucking good. For the first time, you will look and like really start to accept that you can be comfortable in your physical form, and it's such a beautiful, wonderful experience. And then a couple weeks are going to go by, and you're gonna start to feel shitty, because recovering from surgery sucks, and you're gonna be bruised, you're gonna be dealing with thoughts in your head of like, man, I wish I could run around, I wish I could be out doing things, I wish I could fast forward to 6 months from now when everything is healed up and good. And you might even experience post-surgery depression, which I started to experience. I didn't have experience with surgery, so I didn't know that I got post-surgery depression. But it's this thing that after surgery where you just start feeling really down on yourself, even though you've done this like thing that you've been waiting for. You're gonna feel sad and shitty for a bit, because, you know, at least for me, you feel a little helpless. I couldn't even wipe my own ass, you know, like, because you can't bend. Getting up, I was like a little turtle when you're laying in bed, because you're kind of just stuck there, and you need help getting up, and you're so bruised and you feel like shit. But the trick I've learned is 6 weeks. 6 weeks with basically any surgery that I've had. 6 weeks is the time where you start to feel more like yourself and you start to be able to do things again. And so I keep it in my head now with every surgery I get. I'm like, how far are we from 6 weeks? A lot of the tips that I give you, I've realized, you know, from getting tips from other people, sometimes they don't work, or they're not the same. Someone had recommended that, you know, you have friends come over and hang out with you, and I kind of just wanted to be alone. I just wanted to like eat food and watch cartoons and be by myself. I was kind of just a little bit moody in that way, where I was like, I don't want to be around people, I just want to focus and heal and rest. But if you think contacting some friends of yours and having them come over to like chill with you while you're recovering, if you think that would help you, then fucking go for it. But it is gonna be tough for a bit. It's gonna be tough. It's a very tough thing to be like, oh, thank God, I never have to wear a binder again. And then you get surgery, and then they're like, okay, wear this binder for 6 weeks while it shapes your chest. Because with a regular binder, you wear it from 8 to 10 hours a day or whatever, and then you get to take it off. With this binder, I could only take it off for showering. So it's even worse in some ways, where you're just trapped, and it can feel suffocating. And it's gonna suck for a bit, but then it's gonna be, your life is gonna change. If this is something you want, if this is something that you know is going to make your life so much better, it's just worth it. And your brain, something's just gonna kick in. One of my favorite sayings that goes through my head a lot: entrepreneurs are willing to be uncomfortable for a small amount of time in order to be comfortable for the rest of their lives. And that's really what this is. If it's something that I really want, it's a necessary pain. And I don't even think about it when it's happening. Shots, recovering from surgery, all that shit, I don't even notice until it's been like 4 or 5 weeks, and then I'm like, wow, I'm powering through it. Every single surgery I have, everything just gets better faster. So I guess the 6-week thing is the only comfort hack I could reliably give you. It's all gonna be good. I have faith in you. Oh, and let yourself be weak, I guess. I had a lot of pride, especially years ago, where I was like, I need to do everything by myself. And it takes a lot of giving up your power and being okay with it to have your partner wipe your ass for you. It's so embarrassing. They had to help me shower. I couldn't do anything. So just give yourself permission. Be like, okay, I'm gonna be a weak piece of shit for 6 weeks. I'm not gonna do as much work. I'm just not gonna get as much done. And that's okay. Give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to just fucking relax, because you need to relax. It's good for your body. How does one survive Valentine's Day as a recently heartbroken person? The topic is everywhere. Listen, it's not a mistake that it's everywhere. People want you to feel bad and spend money. Hallmark doesn't make money unless they bully you into thinking there's something wrong with being single. You wouldn't know to feel bad on Valentine's Day if someone didn't tell you to. Ever since we were little kids, it's been drilled into our noggins that there's something bad about being single, and it creates a lot of unhealthy habits where people stay in toxic relationships way longer than they should. Because you can't be alone. That'd be terrible. For years, I couldn't be alone. I was codependent, and I needed someone to like me. And only after giving up your power can you fucking rule at life. I live alone, and I fucking love it. I can walk around in my underwear. I can film this stupid video in my underwear. And I don't have to worry about roommates or significant others or anything. I have the ultimate bachelor pad with I don't know if you can see my horse painting. I have a weird fucking house. Point is, I can decorate however I want. Anyway, the point is being single fucking rules, and you rule. Being single sometimes is a fucking privilege. You get to do a lot more growing on your own sometimes than you could be with another person. And like I was saying before to a bunch of other question askers, work on yourself. Now is the time to fucking enjoy being single. Actually, I think 2021 Jesse had something to say about this. What is your wisdom, 2021 Jesse? Yeah, you literally have no reason to feel bad, even a little. And in fact, if you do feel bad, capitalism is winning. So you fucking stick it to them by having a real fucking good Valentine's Day all on your own. You fucking hit them where it hurts, in their wallet, bitch. That is a good wisdom. I'm dating a girl and I'm about to go on T. Is it gonna hurt the relationship? That's a tricky one. It depends on a multitude of factors, one being the sexuality of your partner, as well as if you're non-binary or binary trans. I've seen it go both ways. I've seen where two people are together and one of them transitions into a man, and then the other one thought that they were only attracted to women, but they are still attracted to their partner, and they're like, you know what? I guess this makes me pan or bi or something. I'm attracted to your personality. And hell yeah, that's great. Moving on. We've all learned a lesson, we've all discovered things about ourselves. But unfortunately, I've also seen it go the other way, where someone transitions and they're like, I'm just not attracted to men. But that is a compliment to you because it's like, yeah, you are a man. But it sucks. Things become complicated when you are seeing someone and you transition. But the absolute most important thing is that you do what you need to do. Absolutely no good comes from you delaying you being yourself or transitioning because you want to keep a partner. You need to do what's best for you and your mental health. But I think as long as you're communicating that's going to be the thing that's the most important to keeping everyone happy and healthy. Like I've described before, when you start T, you're going through puberty. Hormones are gonna be places you might start acting in ways that are not usual to you. But as long as both of you keep an open communication and you're able to talk to each other about your thoughts and your feelings, if you're acting a fool and your partner wants to be like, hey, you're not being yourself right now, can we take a break? Like, just pause the conversation real quick. We need to talk about this. As long as both of you can be open and honest about what is going on and what you're thinking and feeling, then you should be able to navigate it as best as possible. Because at least you can prepare for it. You know that you're gonna maybe get acne. You might be a little more moodier than usual. The tea has to stabilize in your body. It's a very vulnerable thing for anyone to go through, let alone having another person in your life. But it is absolutely doable. I wish I had someone to tell me how hormonal I was going to be, because it is one of the biggest regrets of my life is just how shitty I was to my ex. And it's just because I didn't know that, like, my brain was gonna go all fucky. I just wasn't acting like myself, and I didn't know that I wasn't gonna act like myself, so I didn't know to look out for it. So just check in with each other. Check in with each other, check your behavior, examine how you're speaking to people. And you can feel it too sometimes. Sometimes your brain will go all fucky and you'll be like, oh, I'm being mean. I need to stop. Just talk to each other. That should be standard for a relationship. How to deal with someone you're interested in getting asked out on a date before you could ask them out. I might be too chill to answer this, but maybe it's the answer you need because my feelings are so far removed from it. Someone else asking out someone that you are interested in, let's be realistic about it. There are two outcomes to this. The first is that they will break up eventually, it just won't work out, and you will get your chance. And then the second outcome is that they stay together forever. And that's great. Let them be happy. You know, like if this is someone that you care about, then I presume you would want them to be happy. But I get it, I know you're not gonna focus on that because like when you think, hey, I think I could really vibe with this person and they are unattainable in some way, it can hurt your feelings. But the best thing you can do in this scenario is just be a good friend. Nothing's changed, you know, like just be a good friend. Just be happy. Be happy for them. Your friend's getting laid or whatever is happening. Because if this person isn't good for them, that's a different topic entirely. Then like, you know, being a good friend means being like, hey, if this person is abusive or not good for you in a way, I'd like to have a conversation with you about it, but don't make it about you asking them out. Then that's ugh, I'm probably not helping. But if I was in that scenario, I'm just cool with it. I'm too chill. I think I am too chill. Maybe I'm too chill. Maybe I'm too chill. But I like being this chill. It causes less drama. I'm sorry you're dealing with that, but it's all good, but that probably doesn't help. Have you tried going on testosterone and just making yourself aromantic and not bothered by other people? Can't recommend it enough. Life is so good. I'm so unbothered. Is it important to bring up deal breakers as early as possible? Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. When depends on the vibe. Penis. The thing is, I'm still getting feeling in some of it. The feeling is going to return slowly over time. So sometimes I'll be sitting in a position and it'll be fine, and then like 10 seconds in, it'll be like, this hurts your penis! Move immediately! So I guess I'm unbothered by everything except penis pain. You don't want it to be the first thing out of your mouth, but there are certain things that are important to like put out first thing to make sure like there's no point in us getting to know each other or trying to date if this is just gonna be a no-go from the start. I don't want kids. I don't like kids. If someone is looking for that, I want to know so that we can not bother. And I think I'm spoiled by app dating because you kind of just put that out in the About You page. So before someone even goes on a date with you, they can know like, hey, I only date other vegans, or I have pet allergies, so I can't date you if you have a cat. If for some reason you haven't been able to go over it with someone, you can make it like a fun way of getting to know them. Just be like, what are your deal breakers, if we're totally honest? And like have a conversation about it and make it fun. It doesn't have to be like a scary thing. Make it a conversation. Talk about your hopes and dreams. Ask them if there's anything they would like to know about you. Things they definitely want in a partner. Or, you know, that's when you can bring up deal breaker things. What do you not want to deal with? This helps present it more as you being nice and wanting to like get to know each other rather than like a a brick wall. They get to learn about you while you also get to learn about them. And that is it. That was the last question. Wow, y'all, what a time that sorry. Wow, y'all, what a... Okay, we're not gonna try to put our leg up, Jesse. Okay. Wow, y'all, what a great casual time we had on this Valentine's Day. Every year my mom gets me a Valentine's present. Isn't she cute? It's very sweet that she got me a ball sack. This is my first Valentine's Day with one. Oh boy, thank you for joining me this year. This has been fantastic. I even covered in hives. I'm very fortunate that I got to edit this video for today because it's a tradition every year. And it's so funny that in Valentine's Day 2021, I said things are gonna be different. Then in 2022, things were way different. What the fuck? What's gonna happen in 2023? I guess by then I'll have my rod in, so I'll be fucking in the scrotal implants. This is very good. Happy Valentine's Day. Wear protection. Protect your junk. Oh boy.
Once again, thank you so much to all my amazing patrons. You make these videos possible. Literally, that's not a weird thing that you say at the end because it's like, this is possible by whatever. You're literally funding my videos. Thank you so much. I want to give a special fucking shout out to, I've never thrown a fucking in there before. Oh, we're getting spicy with it. My silver sponsors, Alex Buhner, Andrew Dunn, Kieran Benson, Cyberlink420, Dan Millington, Dane McRae, Gadarine, Giselle Nera, Marie Byrne, Neve Kinor, Official PSI, and Pocket Jawa. I also want to give a special shout out to my gold sponsors, Alex Shep, Doran McEwen, and Sam Bartram. And last but certainly not least, my very, very cool, very sexy, unless you're uncomfortable being called sexy, diamond sponsors. I don't know. I think you just do these things enough that you just, let's get fucking weird with it. EPAM, Getty, Skog, and Tsukiyomi, thank you so much. Genuinely, thank you from the bottom of my heart. These videos are just dumb shit that I like to do to make people laugh. I'm a clown, honk honk. I don't know what this one is. Really appreciate you. I hope you all have a safe and happy Valentine's Day, and I love you. Goodbye.